These little cherries, they're the pits, but in a good way. Hey garden maters, welcome to Corner Homestead. Today was cherry picking day. I have a Nanking cherry bush. Usually they ripen at the end of July. This bush was loaded with cherries this year. I had it covered because in my area, blackbirds especially, and some of the robin birds will attack this tree terrible. Last year I didn't get a single cherry because the birds ate them all. I wasn't going to let that happen this year. Now the Nanking cherries, they don't grow very big at all. They're very small. I always put them in about the same size as a grape tomato, but they're a little bit smaller, even at that. Now yes, you can pit these cherries before you use them. I choose not to because they are so small. But because they're so small, they will not go into a regular cherry pitter. I'm telling you right now, you just can't pit these with a cherry pitter. If you even try to, they suggest that you get a washer about the size of the cherry to fit over the pitter, and that would make it so that these would fit in. But the problem is, when it pits, these are just not big enough. They're just, you have more hole from the pitter than you have cherry. So I choose not to pit these. But if you were going to pit them, this would be your best tool for the job. I'm telling you, it would be. Just take a paper clip, just open it into an S shape, and use the smaller of the end to reach in and pull out the pit. Problem is, it's extremely time consuming. If you've ever done it, believe me, you don't want to do it again. I'm just going to can them as is with the pit. I'm going to make them in two different ways. One, I'm just going to can with simple syrup so that they turn into a more sweet cherry. And the others, I'm going to use my little jelly jars and I'm going to make mock maraschino cherries. It's not going to taste exactly the same, but they are pretty darn good. So that's what I'm going to do. Let's get started. Got a whole bowl of these cherries. I didn't leave many on the bush, believe me. First thing we want to do is fill it up with water to make sure that we rinse them really good. You want them as clean as possible. And I did see ants rolling around when I was picking them. So the best thing to do is just to fill it up with water. We're going to let these soak in the water for a few minutes, and then I'll drain them. That's the type of stuff we want out of there. Just little debris from the bush, and you want to pick out any bad things. That's just a seed. We'll let them soak for a little bit, and then we'll drain them and we'll rinse them again. Want them as clean as possible before we put them into our jars. Okay, so for canning our cherries, we're going to need a simple syrup. You can make your syrup as sweet as you like. I want to make it very light, so I'm going to add like maybe 6 cups of water to 1 cup of sugar, and that is it. If you want to make it a little sweeter, just add more sugar. Okay, so my 6 cups of water are boiling, and I want to add my 1 cup of sugar. This is a 1/4 cup measuring scoop. So I'll just put in 4 of these. So you just need to stir this around until the sugar is dissolved, and then you can just turn it right off. Doesn't have to stay on. So that is all dissolved and ready and waiting. Okay, so our jars don't have to even be hot. They can be room temperature, which these are, and You don't have to do anything but make sure they're clean and sterilized. So we'll start with 2 pint-sized jars and 2 of my little jelly jars. And all we're going to do is fill them up with the cherries. Now I made sure to wash these very well. I drained the water and I had to end up washing them quite a few times because of all the debris that was in there. So I'll go ahead and fill up all of my jars and then I'll bring you back. Okay, so all of the cherries, I don't know how many pounds that I had. I have enough to do 6 pint-sized jars and 7 of these little jelly jars, what are maybe about a half pint jelly jars. So now we're just going to take our simple syrup and fill them up, leaving about a 1/4 inch headspace at least, and they will pack down a little. I'll probably have to make more of the simple syrup up because it's just, I didn't expect to get this many cherries off my bush. But the more the merrier. Okay, so I had just enough syrup for all of these jars. So that was perfect. It was really perfect. I didn't have a drop left over. So of course now we need to debubble them all. So I'm just going to run, this is a very thin knife. I know you're not supposed to use metal, but it's okay if you are careful. So just make sure you debubble them very well. I like to go down all 4 sides, and I try to go down into the middle if possible. And if not, I'll just go down the sides a little more. So I'm going to leave the pint-sized jars exactly the way they are with just the simple syrup. But all of the half-pint jelly jars, you want to add 1/2 teaspoon of almond extract. This is what's going to make it a mock maraschino cherry. Just add 1/2 teaspoon in each jar. Make sure you clean the rims very well because this is sugary. If you want that good seal, you need to clean it really well. And I'm just using paper towel dipped in a little bit of vinegar. Make sure they're very well clean. Then we're going to put our lids on. And yes, my lids have been in this hot water. And then of course put our bands on. Fingertip tight. Don't over tighten. Please do not over tighten. I'm going to set them aside, get the rest of the jars done, and then we'll get them into the canner. Okay, so my canner is all ready to go. It's got the hot water in it. It's ready for the jars to be put in. But like I said before, I have to take out my rack when I'm using these jars. Only because this is a older rack. Pint-sized jars will fit into it, but they'll be all crooked, they'll fall around, they don't sit straight, and the half-pint jelly jars, they just fall right through. So I just prefer not to use it. It's just better, trust me. But instead, I cook a towel. Just take a towel, lay it into the bottom of the canner, set your jelly jars on top of the towel. That way it cushions it a little bit, your jars ain't clanging around. You stand a better chance of them not breaking. That's what you do when you don't have a rack. Time to put them in. In goes my towel. I'm going to try to get it on the bottom as straight as possible. And you don't want to have any air bubbles underneath of it. And then we'll just put in our jars. If the jars touch in here, it is okay. It's not going to hurt them. I'm hoping I can get all of these in here. So you can see she's fully loaded. Put on the lid. So we wait for this to come back to a boil. As soon as it starts boiling, we're going to process these for 20 minutes. If you're at a higher altitude, you might want to go about 25 minutes. But just process for 20 minutes. And if by chance you have any of the simple syrup left over and you don't want to throw it away, you can process your simple syrup. You would just put it into a clean, sterilized jar, water bath it for 15 minutes, and then you would have it for later if you want to do more cherries or anything that would require you to put it in simple syrup. Waste not, want not. If you can use it, if you can keep it, if you can put it on your shelf, you need to. You know the price of food. Come on. Come on. So I'll bring you back tomorrow. We'll see how they turn out. And pray they all seal. Be back tomorrow. So it's the next day and all of my jars have sealed. Every single one of them. And they look so good. These are the small half-pint jelly jars that are like the mock maraschino cherries. So my 7 jars, all 7 jars, completely sealed. I've already washed them all, took off the bands, cleaned them. They were very sticky, very sticky. That's why you have to make sure you clean your jars well after you can. And all 6 of my pint-sized jars also sealed. No problems. So yeah, like I said, no matter which way you make these cherries, you want to go ahead and just do the best you can to preserve them. Like I said, you know how price of food is. You just want to preserve everything you can. And to grow these in your yard and then can them, what more could you ask for? Totally free food. Free. Well, had to pay for the sugar, but I didn't use a lot. So like I said, if you want to pit them, feel free to spend time doing all that pitting. But because these are so small, most people will only use them for like jam instead of like a pie or anything like that. And to do a jam, you don't pit them, you just smash them to get the juice. You would use the cherry juice for your jam. But if you want to spend the time to pit them, it can be done. Like I said, a paper clip, or if you can just squeeze them. You can take the little cherry and squeeze them, and the pit will pop out. The problem is, so does a lot of the juice, and you smash what little bit of fruit you have in the process. So, choice is yours. So if you have already canned cherries, Nanking cherries, please leave comments below. Let us know how you did your cherries. Did you pit them? Did you spend all the time pitting them? But like I said, what I'm going to use these for, the pits are not going to bother me at all. Not at all. Bite into it a little bit, spit them out, no problem. So as always, it's a pleasure. If you haven't already subscribed, I hope you take the time to do so. Love to have you as part of the community. Love to watch the Garden Majors grow. So until next time, I love you all. Take care. God bless. And I'll see you on the next video. Every time I do a canning job in the heat of summer, but unfortunately, Nanking cherries, they don't wait for the fall. Oh, don't mind the face. I was kind of born with it.